Red, white, and blue. Red, white, blue. There's many ways to interpret that. Red could be the colored people such as us. The white is the tall white alien that's in charge. And then you got the blue alien, the other one that's in charge. So if they teach you a planet is close to Earth and their quote unquote immigrants or aliens look like us, they just might have a superior tactic or a superior angle in manipulation. So call it magic or brain power. Right? Me personally, that's exactly what it stands for. The colored people was always under, whether you're president or not. It goes back to a tall white alien, such as Elon Musk, with his angelic son, Little X. Trump quoting Bane, from Batman, Bane, quoting Bane lines. X, a circle, is Bane or whatever. Pagan is a country dweller. If you don't know the definition of a pagan, it's a country dweller, somebody that starts a country. So perhaps, Donald Trump is starting a country somewhere. Jay-Z starting a country somewhere. Puff Daddy starting a country somewhere. Red, white, blue. You see how the blue alien could be like the Anunnaki? Y'all just too skin, inclined on racism. Y'all just skin orientated and detailed on skin when it comes to racism and people. You always defying color, so that's y'all flaw. Whether it's regardless, whatever. I'm talking about the red, the colored people. Y'all could complain all you want about the tall white alien. Y'all could complain about the blue Anunnaki slave black master. I told y'all in the 1300s, it's on paper. This shit date back from a long time ago. Certain people been in certain spots, in certain places of land forever. Before time started and was created and was recorded. That's fact. And another fact is certain people migrated. They motivated their family and they migrated. And then they started and they settled. So they became pagans and knickerbockers. Because you influence your country. You a representation. You a mascot. Red, white, and blue. Republican, Democratic. If they switch the color, or if they switch the definition, or if they switch the culture. And I'm talking about a trade when I say switch. If they just trade it straight up for each other. Well, this means Republican, this means Democrat. And the color is changed. Swapped. Boop, boop. Yeah, that could cause mental health. That's a certain type of mental domination that these tall whites and these Anunnakis take advantage of. Now, who's the colors? Who's really colored? I know y'all seen them pictures when they showed y'all that them aliens was looking like colored people and black people. They was looking a little African-ish, Caribbean-ish, talking about they from a different dimension. So I'm just saying, if they showing a monster, calling it an alien, what's the likeliness that that would scare them if they see a person and won't recognize that he or she is an alien? If I see a big ass cricket or a big ass praying mantis and you said that's an alien, I could believe you. But if I see a person that has an ethnicity, a tall black person, a tall light skinned person, and that person's from a different planet that's close to Earth we know nothing about, that's a different type of embodiment. You teaching me something that's fake if you teaching me a monster. But if it's incorporeal and it looks digital, it looks ghostly and tangible and it has paranormal effects, then you taught something different. Just like interstellar and interdimensional. If this one Caribbean looking alien can get to planet Earth and fit in with me, but this big ass cricket can't, you see what I'm talking about. Now I gotta keep telling you and teaching you intangible, ghostly, them little white shadows. Understand that the color white isn't really what you think it is. The color white, if it's portrayed as holy, holy isn't really what you think it is. It's just another form of death. It's suffocation. A paradise. We still thinking to live forever. Not for a white angel to take us easy and out. Certain people go the black way. But the overall view is to stay alive. If you got the red, white, and the blue and the white are at war with each other because they don't know or they don't want to send the red a specific type of way or lead the red a specific type of way, because the red gets stronger and overpower and fight. It's all mental. You see, they have guns. They're not out here teleporting and making you fucking collapse and being Magneto from X-Men and shit like that. That's it. They have a way, an attitude, and a gun. They have flesh embodiment just like the red. So are they hybrid, mixed, or are they full? Maybe you should have told the truth about the planets around the planet Earth. If it's easier to get to. Look at the Bloods and Crips. Look at the BDs and the GDs. That's a form of the government getting paid. Federal government. Elon Musk is trying to get rid of the federal government. You got red and blue, and you got people getting paid for jails. Floyd Mayweather could open up his own jail right now. They're not going to let him. They always get you under arrest. Once they get you all that money, they make sure they get you a record so you don't qualify to open up your own jail in America. That's part of a corporation in America. For everybody that's sitting up here, y'all acting like y'all got bread because y'all drive a certain car, y'all wear certain clothes. Certain people are not impressed with that shit. If you own your own jail, I'm impressed with that. Anything else, I could give a fuck about. You know why? Because I could do something that's entertaining. I could get all your fans, each and every one of your fans, and one of your followers, right? And I could make them follow you into this boxing event with me, starring yours truly, and kick your fucking ass right on the clip, right? And then that'd be it for your fan base. Brutal sport. Who brought that sport over here? The Red didn't invent that shit. Right? So let's look at it. If you got two higher entities that's talking to us in a fucked up frequency, but between them, they're forgiven and it's profit, and it's godly and they're good, we mean nothing. I think that's obvious. We mean nothing. They can sit up here and keep fucking us over in the name of their God. So if I question if you from this planet or not, it's a valid question. There's still a whole bunch of people fucked up on this line. But the white and the blue on the flag, they still get along. Because they meet at work the next day. So somebody's using what? The red. Exactly. Us. Who's using us? Is it the white or is it the blue? Or is it both? This shit is not what it's supposed to be. If I told you that it was tall trees over here, and this is supposed to be the fantasy world, and electricity made this shit the opposite of the fantasy world, this has no meaning. I'm talking about planet Earth, starting with the United States of America. I mean, in Canada, they fuck dogs. Just ask Drake. I used to watch Degrassi. I think I'm older than him, right? Or whatever. And they got this shit closed. This is when my grandmother lived in Mount Vernon. That's where Puffy is from. Like I said, people that didn't know, that little cousin that I got, that's a Barksdale, that's half of Puffy's family too. So New York, you under some scrutiny. This is live in effect. I could bring you to something stellar. All you need to do is just start recording shit. Anything bizarre. And if you can't find nothing bizarre, just lie and make it up. It's called propaganda. Act like you're seeing something or act like you're about to fight. And maybe, just maybe, if you burn the earth that way, or if you freeze the earth that way, it can appear somewhere else like a reflecting sun or a moon or a mirror or a shadow or something. So before you subconscious and be incorporeal with a nigga with a chakra, make sure I don't know how to perfectly counter you niggas. And fuck you up in the inside and then show you in the outside. And freeze you. Or put you in a briefcase. Red, white, and blue. Those is colors. Everybody running behind that white faith and that white safe haven, you're just as dead as any other fucking color. You look at the pitch dark, you get scared. You go under the water in the deep blue sea, you get scared. There's other colors a lot of you niggas ain't see. You're a type. You're bland. You're ordinary. Do you know the name Aboriginal came after the name Aberranian? Their first name for a Native American was called Aberranian. And then they made the Aboriginal. That was the first sign of racism because they're very light-skinned and orange people wanted a separation between the black Indians. And that's what the fuck is still going on right now. That's why reparations and reprimand and all that other shit, whatever, you can't get it, will never get it. So they rather just end this shit. Red, white, and blue. That drink gonna be over everybody's head when you realize that an alien's embodiment might not just be a monster. It might not be an X-Man, or it might not be a big-ass frog man, or a diesel toad man, or an amphibian, or a newt, or a salamander. It might not be like that. That shit might be able to go inside the moon, come out, and teach your son school for the first 8 hours of the day. They say Bigfoot got the transparency effect. You know what transparency is? X-ray, radar, recon. Transparency. Do you know chemical reactions can cause a transparency effect? Like a mirror? That's how a mirror is created. Did they not just show you the newest two nukes that they just released? The Satan 28 and the Satan 36? And then you got to stay through the video because they releasing the shit that I said. Like I said, they're going to slowly leak it back. So be aware and watch it. I'm going to keep you briefed on it. They're slowly leaking the good content because they're about to fuck us up. Think about it. 2016 is a quick jump to 2020. Especially in 2019 is when COVID is being, interjected through a fucking intravenous steroid. They go into your supermarkets and they taking the steroids and they injecting the shit into your meat, or they injecting the shit into a can of beans, or they injecting the shit in fucking ice cream. Yeah, a steroid. Think about it. So from 2016 to 2020, if people got sick, deadly sick, and nobody recorded it, time flies. Because look, it's 2025, and we still reminiscing about 2020. So look at the 4-year jump, how fast it is because of the 4 seasons. 3 seasons skip really quick because of daylight savings. Is it possible they fucking with time and they making the day go by faster just by manipulating weather and other things? Absolutely. That's why it's happening. Feel me? About to get your plug pulled. Kidding me? We're in 2025. The 2 nukes. Here comes the footage. They gonna re-leak and re-release certain images and clips of the stuff that they swept. So it's been about 9 years. They had people view the imagery from 9 years ago, and this is the time to re-release it. That's how much content it was. Arguments and all. So the truth is going to be revealed to you. This is federal guidelines. All you people that's really seasoned in the city and state, I want to see your face when they allow the 5G towers on the church. There's no excuse. I don't care if you go. I don't care if you're religious. You have to answer a question. There's no getting around this shit. This is it. Now, them power lines look like a cross outside sometimes. I'm talking about the same cross that, happened in religion. Or paganism, athame, sword, whatever you want to call it, a dagger, whatever. Look what they're about to do. They retaught you the internet is in the water for the flat earthers, firmament people. They retaught you that. They taught you it a long time ago, you forgot it, and they taught you it again. I'm just saying, that was in 2016. They showed you the jellyfish. Now they're going to show you the planet. Now I've been calling everything as it happened. Foreseeing the future is calling it. The definition is an omen. Go look it up in the dictionary. I didn't make the word up. That's all. Foreseeing the future. Seeing in the future. The word omen. Now you have that word stuck into something demonic and evil. And when you go to a professional place with those high scholared people and they use those words to see if it rubs you the wrong way, and they use them in a different tense, you become a target. So it's a good thing a lot of you people didn't leave y'all families and didn't leave y'all cribs. Y'all state sanctioned in a sanctuary city. You don't want certain people to get too smart. They start trying things heinous, going to other places like states and cities and doing crack fucked up shit. Foul. Cruddy, all of that. Yeah. That's what they're about to show. They're about to, they directed us. They just directed us as an alien having a different body and different embodiment. When all reality, this shit is a human just like us. And the only reason it has the edge is because it had the edge from years ago. And we followed its direction from that long. So it's burnt or frozen into the atmosphere and into the simulation. That's why. That's why if you look at a female's behavior, she's basically a business person, just like a dude uses a business aspect in his favor when it regards to any and everything. Police, a relationship, parents, or kids. It's always a business partnership with a dude. So the girls learn it from the dudes. If you have a gay man that don't want nothing to do with a female, he just wants to kill her bitches and just molest the shit out of dudes, what the fuck you think a girl is gonna feel? So if I stood on business as a young nigga, then we just lived my next life, my whole future for fucking nothing, cause y'all niggas is nothing like me. If that's the case, y'all niggas is nothing like me, and I don't want nothing to do with y'all niggas. And you niggas need me all the time. You need me physically, corporeal, either to get you out of something or to fight for you. That's what it is. Stay tuned into YouTube. You're gonna see where these motherfucking Palladians, whatever the fuck these other type of Martians, where they came from. They released that shit and took it back. They're about to re-release it. Let's see if you call it CGI. Let's see if you call this shit fake. Because it proves they point. It worked. They brainwave, they magic, their brainwashing worked. Their mind manipulation worked. You wouldn't believe it if you seen it. Y'all niggas is seeing shit in the sky and still can't believe it. Still think it's just something else. Somebody's behind it. That's what people think right before they die. They think it's impossible. They're not going nowhere. And then boom. They just think about and live as they die. I'm being dead ass serious. Where's these tall, powdered, white human beings from? There's not enough genes or DNA or there's not enough of that shit to convince me. My father is 6'5". My father was 335 pounds. And my mom is fairly tall for a woman. And everybody on my pop side is huge. And my mom's side is fairly tall too. Okay? So genes is not just it. It's something else. These niggas is from a super Earth, maybe? You said it a dozen. So is that it? Is that where these niggas from? They come over here and they just keep doing that shit? All praise little X. All praise little Elon's son. He might be the next little Hitler. We probably not going to see this shit happen. He's ready now. That little nigga eye rolled upside down. He went full 100% Caribbean on Trump when he let him have it at the fucking desk. He let him have it. He went full Caribbean. That proves my point. Is it a gene? Is it a brain frequency? Is it a jinn or is it a demon? Is the red Satan? Is the white an angel? Is blue a jinn? What is it? Red, white, and blue. He gonna change the flag. They lying about 5D. Right. Exactly. They're lying about the 5. Exactly. You see, that's what I'm saying. They call living in a house 2D. They call living in the house 2D. Living outside, obviously, was the dimension. Living in a house is 2D. Technology, living with technology was 3D. Now the shit is changing. It's another way to teach. When you teach somebody something and you lie about this shit, and then you see the outcome, you just remember both arguments. And when the outcome happens, which argument stands tougher? That's just like the stanzas in exams and tests. SATs, ACTs, ASVABs, or whatever. There's always more than one correct answer or two correct answers. Always. They want the absolute correct. Okay? I'm just saying. Look how cartoony we are. An embodiment of a huge praying menace, or is Elon Musk a fucking alien from a super Earth that knows what's happening on baby Earth, planet Earth? His little son said you're not the president. Come on. If I ain't never snitched a day in my life, guess who I snitch on? Little Elon's son. I will snitch on him. Get his little ass written up. Get in the corner if he got to get spanked. Get him spanked. Get it down real quick. Get him out of there. I'd be at him. At him. He ain't around nobody. He just around a whole bunch of robots telling them shits what to do. And the people that he do come across, he run them. It's a maid or something. You know how them niggas do. Elon probably, he probably paying all types of prostitutes and shit for his son having fun and all that shit. You know how them motherfuckers is. See, that's blue. I think that shit is blue. I think that might be a blue alien with a color dysfunction. The nigga's really black or something. This must be it. You see how he's powdered white? But it's just, he's not like, he's not like a reptile though. You see? He's not like an owl, which I call white. Indigenous to the land. He's not too animalistic. You know how you see a person turning into a fucking owl or a lizard, you call him an alien? Okay, that's white. White. Now, how about the blue alien that's a tall white man and he's just something electric about this motherfucker? That's what that shit is about. Yeah. And human beings is just red. That's all we are. That's what it looked like. The bloods, it literally in the flesh, corporally, it means homosexuality. That's what the bloods mean. You can't flip it whatsoever. That drink was made purposely to counter everything and to resemble that and to blind everybody who doesn't know and who doesn't catch on as soon as they see it. That's exactly what that drink is about. And the Crips is about what? Left-handed people, people with blue eyes. You see the integration? You see how the sets is different sets? It's two jokes for the GDs and the BDs. It's two jokes that go hand in hand with homosexuality. But the main gang, the blood gang, is just it's out of the fucking closet on this representation. And it has the supporting cast of the female, that specific model of female that's incorporated in, that's asylumed into the gang. And she's the same way. It's millions of them. You could call it a busy beaver. You could call it a blood bitch. You could call it whatever. You know what I'm saying? A queen. They call it a sister, a queen. Yeah, that shit. You see the difference? And then when you go to the opposite side and you see the Crip girls, they just like the blood dudes in a way. You see how Krishan is a blood? You see that? But when she comes across somebody that's a Crip girl, she kind of knows her boundaries. You see the confusion? Because she was raised and brought up differently. See, on the East Coast, y'all taught the bloods differently. On the West Coast, they tell you off the rip. There's a difference between Paru. It is a difference between Damu and blood. So if you're saying you blood, it means something different than a Paru or a Damu. Okay? But they wear the red bandana. So what y'all did on the East Coast is y'all tried to imitate something and didn't know what the fuck it meant. And now y'all niggas look like flaming fags. And I'm just being real with you. All across the board. And the white man don't like it. A lot of white people got blue eyes or they left-handed. So it shows a different type of information that you was trying to get together and stick together to promote something. Perhaps molestation. Because if you're throwing blood on Shiva, that's haram. I know that makes sense. But if you throw blood on Vishnu, he's a shapeshifter. He can turn into blood. That's why in Naverdi, some people look at Vishnu as God. Gausi. You see? You see how y'all don't know nothing? Y'all don't know shit. Y'all just know a compass, right? And I hope you niggas break your fucking neck and your back as you're fucking playing. Because you don't know what you're doing. I support that. And I have no fucking problem telling people to their face. As soon as you make a move on it. Where did the gun come from? Because if animals was here before humans, we know the little monkeys and the bears that's close to a human wasn't designing a fucking gun. Or did it come from a super planet next to the baby Earth? You see? Immigrant alien. You're bearing arms. Embodiment. You're trying to bear arms. Embodiment. You're trying to bear arms. Guess I gotta wake a lot of cowards up. Show you what's in the sky. And the sky is owned by the feds. So, they test the missile. Nobody gets in trouble. As a matter of fact, they test the missile and just shut the city and the state down. That's what's been happening. That's what y'all seeing on TikTok. Transparency clouds, missile and weapon testing. Certain states are owned by certain other countries. $1, it doesn't equal $1 anymore. It's only 68 cents. Yep, the currency dropped. The American dollar is only worth 68 cents in America now. That's how much in debt they are. They're in debt so much that other countries got their way and made the dollar worth 68 cents. It's almost 50 cents. Eggs is $15. Inflation, taxation, representation. All the files and everything that they need for the federal government, just in case something happens, is underground already. The federal guidelines is for them to get that information and have copies of it underground. So as soon as you're in a corporation, you have to fax certain sheets to certain people. They get the information and it's on its way down underground. So your name, your identity, your picture, and everything is still stored in the pits of hell underground. Just a little genetic stem cell, a little genetic engineering, and they could bring your clone back. And a little MK Ultra, also known as the subconscious, incorporeally, Vastu Sastra, put it all together. You could become a functional human being in society and grow a brainwave. Voila. Red, white, and blue. Blue, past tense? Is that like an Elon Musk bomb or something? Blue. Up. Down. I don't know. Yeah, so